Greetings everybody. How are you today? Can you hear me okay? Please let me know by sending in your message. If you have any question, please submit them in the commentary box and I will answer them as we move along. So please let me know if the sound is okay. You can hear me okay? If you can, please let me know. And if you have any question, please send them in the commentary box. Okay, how is the sound? Okay? Sound alright? From Karuna, Sadhu Ajahn, Patsi Chung, Sadhu At, Ton Ko, Pante Namo Daya, Kema Jenny Namo Buddhaya, Luang Po. Andrew Tan, good afternoon, Prajan, greetings from Singapore. Sound is good, and how are you? I'm fine, thank you. Good to see you, good to hear from you again. Today I'm testing a new method, which is different from before. I hope this will get the cracking sound disappear. The problem with the cracking sound, I'm using a different method. From Kema Jenny, loud and clear, Luang Po. Sound system is good. Ajahn from Kim Ed Chua. Abhijato, Ajahn, sound is okay. Thank you. Before I use the PC for doing live, and I have to use a webcam. And I have problem with the webcam, the sound is no good. So today I'm using the smartphone directly, broadcasting the live. And I'm reading your question from the smartphone. So I hope maybe this is a method. From Earth Tone Core can hear clearly. Abhijato, Ajahn, sound is okay. Sini Jira, sound is clear ka. Chu Chin, greetings and my respect to you, Ajahn, sound is good, thank you. Michael Saw, Sadhu Sadhu. Suse Ko Kiki, Namaskara, Ajahn Suchart. Namo Buddhaya from Indonesia. From Patsi Chung, sound system is clear but a bit soft, Tanajan. Yes, my voice is a little bit soft, unfortunately. Maybe as we progress, it will become louder as I start to heat up. I'm just starting right now, so I'm a little bit slow. But as soon as I reply to some of your questions, then maybe the sound will get louder. From Pitch Lahu, Sadhu. From Siu Im, Sadhu. From Chek Ling Tan, greetings Tanajan. This new method is working. No more cracking sound, Ajahn. Thank you, thank you. But I think there might be a little bit delay because what I'm reading and what I'm saying is in two different worlds. I'm reading from the PC and I'm replying from my smartphone. So before it gets to the PC, it takes about 10 seconds or 15 seconds. From Andrew Tan, there is no cracking sound, but you sound slightly softer. Hope it is the software. Ajahn from Abhijato, Ajahn, how to meditate on Kesa, head, hair as a super. Well, sometimes some of the objects are not as pronounced in terms of asupa. The hair tend to be look as good looking, attractive, beautiful. So you have to see the changing nature of the hair. The hair when you're young it has its original color, but as you age, your hair will turn into silver, for instance, or it keeps dropping off your head. So you have less hair as you advance in age. Then the attractiveness of the person from having lots of hair will disappear. From Dhammacakka Buddhist Community Center, Namaskara Ajahn from Los Angeles. Thank you. From Ong Apprentice, I can hear Luang Po clearly. Thank you. If you have any questions, please submit them in. I shall answer them right away. From Kwang Meng Su, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. From R.Y. Regina, Sadhu, Sadhu. Venerable, good health to you, Venerable. Thank you. From Jibbas Chara Luangun, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. So far, no question today. That means you are well knowledgeable in the teaching of the Buddha, which is good. What you need to do is practice now, because what you know and what you practice is two different things. What you know from reading is not yet the real Dhamma. It's just the name of the Dhamma that you read about. But when you practice, then you will come to face with the real Dhamma. Like dukkha, for instance. You have to experience dukkha before you can see the cause of dukkha arising in your mind. And then you can then use the path, the magga, to eliminate your cravings, the cause of your dukkha. Once you can eliminate your cravings, then the dukkha will disappear. And this you can see it in real time, not by imagining. Like when you're feeling sad, if you can discover the cause of your sadness is your cravings, and if you can use the wisdom of the Buddha by seeing the objects of your craving as being anicca, that it comes and goes, that you cannot control it, and so you let go, you accept the truth, then your craving will disappear, and then your dukkha will disappear. So I'm back again. Let me know how's the sound this time. Is it okay? I'm using another phone. I hope this one will be better. I'm not sure. From Earth Tone Core, Bhante. Namo Buddhaya. I start to practice mindfulness. Aware what I am doing. Observe what I am doing. I repeat Bhutto, Dhammo, Sangho in my mind. I keep for a few hours daily, feel peaceful. After a few hours, I feel bored. I'm not used to it, so I just do it a few hours or an hour, then stop. back to normal, then continue again. Seems like what I am doing is different from samatha. Yes, this is the method of developing mindfulness. And after a while, if you don't think about anything, then you can stop reciting the Buddho, Dhammo, Sangho. Recite them only when you start to thinking aimlessly. If you're not thinking aimlessly, not daydreaming, not fantasizing, but being purely aware of what's going on, then you don't have to recite the Dhammo, the Buddho, Dhammo, Sangho in your mind. Do it when your mind starts to think uselessly. If you have to think because you have to work, then you don't have to use the mantra. You only want to do it when your mind becoming restless, agitated, sad, for instance. But you could practice doing Buddho, Dhammo, Sangho because then you become proficient. Then later on, anytime you want to recite, you can do it easily. From any limb, hi Ajahn, we can hear you, thank you. Good sound now, thank you. I'm sorry about the breakup. This is how things work, anicca. You cannot really expect things to always be well. So you just embrace this and don't feel bad about it, that's all. Try to fix what you can and give up. If you know you cannot fix it, then you will be okay. You won't feel sad or restless. From you on meditation, sound and picture are clear, thank you, Tan Ajahn. Long apprentice, sound is clear, Luang Po, thank you. Chu Chin, yes Ajahn, now sound is clear and good. I hope it lasts. I'm not sure whether it will last or not. We'll see. Okay. Jing Wen, Sadhu, Sadhu. He learned Lim. We can hear clearly now, Ajahn. Thank you, Sadhu from Kwan Patum Napa. Sound is okay. From Sunny Lim, Sadhu, Sadhu, Ajahn, Suchart. From Sweet Hand, greeting Ajahn. We hope you are doing well. While doing walking meditation, breathing meditation, sometimes thought arises, memory arises, feeling arises. I try to resist them in the beginning, not wanting them to come up in my mind. That's desire. You have dukkha. You just have to leave them alone and don't pay any attention to them, that's all. They are anatta, they rise and cease, they come and go. You cannot force them to stop all the time. Occasionally you can when your mindfulness is strong enough, then they will stop. But after your mindfulness become weakened, then they will come back again. After a while I just realized that they will always be there, come and go. So I just let them be and continue to focus on my meditation object, not resist them anymore. By doing so, I find the meditation become more and more at ease, and I can stay longer in my meditation until I lost my mindfulness again. This is the correct way to practice meditation until our mind drops to calm one day. That's right. You just have to focus on your meditation object and disregard everything else. Don't try to manage them, control them, because you cannot. They are anatta. Sappe Dhamma anatta. Our goal is try to train the mind not to control things, mental or physical. Just control our mindfulness. That's what we can do, is focus, concentrate, and this will then keep the mind calm and not disturbed by the coming and going of all phenomena. From Bodhi Vista, Sadhu, Sadhu. From Earth Tone Core, Pante, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. From Old Roning, question submitted to assistant.ajahn@gmail.com. Can emotion be a tool for enlightenment? I think I have answered that. No, emotion is not a tool. Emotion is the problem that we want to to deal with. By doing so, we become enlightened. By realizing that emotion is impermanent, is anatta, you cannot control them. They are caused by your cravings and suffering. They are caused by your craving and your desire. Once you get rid of your craving and your desire, then your emotion will disappear. Chiao Shan, hi Ajahn, after a certain period of meditation, I seem to lose conscious, but not in sleeping mode. What this state called? Lack of mindfulness, I think. You have lost your mindfulness. And how to prevent it? You just have to develop more mindfulness by getting up and do some walking meditation instead. When you realize that you have lost your conscious, then you should get up and do walking meditation, and you will have more mindfulness. Then you can come back and meditate for a longer period of time. From Lu Fuyin, Namo Buddhaya, dear Ajahn. The sound is good and clear. I have a question. When practicing Anapanasati meditation, but can't feel the breath at the tip of the nose, what should I do? Thank you for your teaching. If you cannot feel the breath at the start of the meditation or after you have practiced for a while, because as you progress in your meditation, your breath can become more subtle and will be harder to feel. So if you cannot feel the breath, then just look at your mind. Watch your mind to see whether you are thinking or not. I'm not sure if this is the problem, but if you cannot feel the breath from the start, then that means you don't have mindfulness strong enough. Then you have to do some chanting first, or recite a mantra first, until your mind becomes more mindful. Then you will be able to watch your breath, feel your breath. From Catherine Seal, can hear clearly now, thank you. You're welcome, thank you for the feedback. Chin Li Ching, sound toward the end just now was getting better, good now, thank you. Chin Li Ching, I notice the mind has weakness with feeling and wanting. Do I aware of feeling all the time? Thank you. When you feel that you have bad feeling, then you have to try to get rid of it. You can do this by either concentrating on a mantra. This is the method of mindfulness. Or you can contemplate on the nature of the object that causes your feeling as being anicca, dukkha, anatta. And then by seeing the object that causes your feeling to have being anicca, dukkha, anatta, then you can stop your feeling. From Siu Im, Luang Po, sorry asking again. How to practice karuna and ubekkha together. Sadhu, thank you. Ubekkha and karuna cannot be practiced together. You either do one or the other. If you can do karuna, like helping people, making people happy, help getting rid of their suffering or their hardship, then you use karuna. But if it comes to the point where you cannot do anything to help, then you have to use ubekkha to prevent your mind from being sad unnecessarily. Because sometimes you still want to help and you cannot help, then you feel bad. Then you have to use ubekkha. You just have to tell your mind that this is beyond your ability. So the person just have to suffer due to his karma. From ANAK, Ajahn, can Buddhist laymen treat people alcohol on wedding? Normally, if we are real Buddhists, then we don't want to encourage people to take alcohol, because alcohol is breaking one of the 5 precepts. Because alcohol can make people drunk, and then they can cause trouble for other people. So it's best not to treat people with alcohol on any occasion. Just treat them with some other soft drinks, juices, fruit juices, or anything like that. Then people will not get drunk, and then they will not cause trouble. 10b. Sadhu, sadhu, ya chanicha, sadhu, sadhu. From Gleb Allwich. Hello Ajahn, sometimes I wake up very early and do a sitting meditation, then do some walking, but then I realize there's still few hours left till sunrise, and a lot of sloth and torpor comes up, a great desire for sleep. I think essential desire for comfort of the bed. Any advice? Well, you just have to resist this desire if you can by considering the benefit and the no benefit that arise from your action. If you continue with your practice, then you will be benefiting good things for you. If you don't practice and you go to sleep, then you don't get that benefit. Maybe this will then inspire you to continue on with your practice. From Adeline Chin, what happens when you chant the mantra for some time and then get bored doing so, then change to focus your breath? But I can't seem to do that for long. What do I do? Do I continue or get out of meditation? If you cannot focus on your breath for long, then you can come back and do more chanting. If you want to continue on with your practice, you can going back and forth between these 2 methods. First you chant and to have mindfulness, then you watch your breath. Then when you lose your breath, you lose your mindfulness and cannot focus on your breath, you come back, do more chanting, and then go back to focus on your breath again. Then you can practice for a long time this way. From Kim Edchua, if there is a blockage in the throat during meditation, how do we counter it? Can we swallow saliva to reduce the impact? You should just ignore the condition. Don't pay any condition, just keep concentrating on your meditation object. Then this condition will not bother you. But if you keep paying attention and reacting to the condition, you will not be able to continue on with your meditation because it will keep coming back. From Czech Ling Tan, dear Ajahn, I hope it's alright to repose my question, even though you already answered my question just now. However, I can hear your answer. You mentioned that seeing the Four Noble Truths in real time. Does that mean during vipassana contemplation? I mean, when you have dukkha, like when you are sad, when you're restless, when you are angry, and you then use wisdom to investigate the cause of your anger, and you realize that it comes from your desire to get something from somebody or something. And then when you look at the nature of the things that you want, you see that it is being anatta. You cannot always get what you want. So when you see this, then you can stop your desire for that thing. When you stop that desire for that thing, then your dukkha will disappear. See? So this is in real time, not when you're walking meditation or sitting meditation. That you only think about it. See? When you contemplate, you're merely thinking of the situation, not the real situation. I'm talking here about the real situation. When you come face to face with dukkha, such as anger or sadness or disappointment, then if you want to get rid of this sadness and disappointment, then you have to use the Magga, mindfulness and wisdom, to investigate the nature of things that cause you to become sad. When you see that it is anicca, dukkha, anatta, then you give up your desire for that thing. When you do that, then your dukkha will disappear. From Rudy Penn, dear Ajahn, how to overcome from traumatic event? Well, basically you should forget about the past. Whatever happened already happened, and try to bring your mind back to the present. The present is normal. Nothing is going on, or nothing that can cause you problem. Try to forget about the past. Every time you look back to the past, use mindfulness, such as a mantra, to bring it back into the present. By reciting Bhutto, 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 tell yourself the past is gone. You have to live in the present, not in the past. And ready to face any more trauma, because this is the nature of life. Life is dukkha, life is suffering, life is traumatic. You cannot run away from traumatic experiences, but you can rise above them. You can not be affected by them if you have mindfulness and wisdom. From Eni Lam, Sadhu. From Lily Siswanto, dear Ajahn, good morning, Vandami Ajahn. Thank you and good to see you. In my recent meditation, I would maintain the stillness of the body. I can do it really well. However, this past couple of times, when I was done, my neck becomes sore or stiff. I try to be sitting upright. Is there anything wrong with my posture or anything else? Thank you again. Much appreciate your teaching. Well, sometimes the body just have aches and pain. It's normal for the body. So you have to observe whether this happens all the time when you meditate or just sometime. Then you just can put it as being the nature of the body, anicca. So, and anatta, there's nothing you can do about it. If you have to use medicine or go to see a doctor, then you go to see a doctor. Then maybe the doctor can tell you what's the problem with the body. But normally, you shouldn't have any lasting effect on your body after your meditation. You might feel ache and pain here and there for a while, and then maybe in a few hours or in a few minutes, this ache and pain will disappear. But if it persists, then maybe there's something wrong with the body that you have to seek the advice of a medical professional. Question from Assistant Ajahn Suchart. From J.H. Neo. Question number 1. Almost every day and every minute, I have a late monk and his current monk disciple in my mind. Is this okay, or is this a distraction for me? If it can calm your mind, stop you from thinking it is okay, you can consider this to be Sangha, mindfulness on the Sangha. A monk is considered to be a member of the Sangha. When you think of the monk in your mind, then it's like focusing on Sangho. And if you can stop your thought from thinking, then it's okay. From Lu Fuyin, thank you Ajahn for your answer. Question number 2 from J.H. Neo. If at the moment before I die, I am still continuously thinking about this late monk, will I meet him after I die? Maybe not, who knows. But what is for sure, your mind can become calm, peaceful, and not suffer if you can keep focus on this monk and not thinking about anything else, not think about even death. Then your mind will become calm and peaceful. From Czech link 10, dear Ajahn, you taught us Pavana should be preceded by Dana and Sila. However, at some point, Dana will become counterproductive with Pavana. Is it because doing Dana will take the time away from Pavana? Yes, unless you do Dana in a easy way, but like transferring money to the temple, then it only takes just a few minutes to do it. Then you can come back and do more Pavana. But you have to travel to the temple and then give your donation. This will take a lot of time away from your Pavana. So you can still do Pavana nowadays. We have the electronic banking. You can transfer money in just a minute or two. Then you already have done Dana. Then you don't have to travel to the temple, and then you can then continue on with your Pavana. So if you still have money to give away and you want to give away, try to do it in a way that will not take away the time of your Pavana. Like do electronic transfer of money. From Sweet Hand, dear Ajahn, when thought arises out of desire, does it mean that our mind is already taking up the concept of self at the moment if we cling to it? I think this is not the question you have to be concerned with, really. Just try to stop your desire, stop your thought, Because all of our thoughts right now are driven by our self-will, which we call avijja. Avijja is the one that drives sankhara. Sankhara drives vijnana to go after to attach to the body, then to use the body to see, to hear, and then feel the feeling that arises from contact with the sensual objects. So you don't have to worry about the concept of self. What you have to worry is how to stop your desire. And the way to do it is just like using mindfulness, a mantra, or you can use wisdom by seeing the object of your desire as being anicca, dukkha, anatta. Looks like we have run out of questions. Is the sound still okay? I think maybe the problem with previous broadcast must be due to the condition of the phone. Maybe it's an old version now. It's iPhone 7 Plus. So maybe it's getting old, and maybe the battery gets hot, and then it starts to cause trouble. This is the newer version. This is an Android phone. This is Samsung Note 8. So maybe it's still okay to use. Here's another question submitted to assistant.ajahn@gmail.com from Thomas Shippens. Have Ajahn Suchart reached permanent liberation? Well, this is something for me to know and something for you to guess, I guess. Doesn't matter. What matters is you. Have you reached permanent liberation? This is the question you should be asking, not about other people, whether they having been permanently liberated or not. What other people success doesn't transfer to you by knowing their success. So what you should do is ask yourself, am I permanently liberated yet? If not, what should I do? I should practice more, that's all. Practice more Dhamma. Then eventually you will be permanently liberated. From Czech link 10. Thank you, Ajahn. That makes a lot of sense. We do automatic bank transfer to different temples every month. So it doesn't take much time at all. That's right. If you still have the ability to give dana, then you should still continue on, but make sure that it doesn't interfere with your bhavana. From Sweden, thank you Ajahn for the advice. From any limbs, yes, sound is fine Ajahn. Any limb, okay now, thank you. From Gek Yen So, good afternoon Than Ajahn, greeting from Penang. Okay. From William Miller, hello. Hi, how are you? Where are you from? California? From Ananda T, Satu X3. Okay. This is the first time I use this method, using the phone itself as the live broadcaster. And then I look at my PC, look at the question on my PC because it's easier, it's larger, and I can control the movement easier than watching from the phone. So I'm doing two things. I use the phone to broadcast this live broadcast. Then I use the PC from my Facebook page to read the questions, the comment, and then I reply them. From William Miller, I am living in Utah currently. Good, how are you? Must be cold right now in Utah. Salt Lake City, Mormon country. I have a friend who went to University of Utah from Thailand. From Demi Suchipto, Namaskaran Longpo, I'm from Indo. Is there a way to know which object suitable for us? Like when Buddha told Venerable Jakupala to rub cloth with rocks until finally he able to reach enlightenment. Thank you. In order to tell you this, you have to live with me or someone who can teach you. Then he can understand your temperament, your character. Then he might be able to prescribe the proper method of meditation, object of meditation for you to use. Otherwise, it's not possible just to do it offhand like right now when you ask me. If you don't know which one, then you should stick to the standard one, which is anapanasati first, and develop mindfulness by watching your action. Every time you do something, keep watch your action. Don't let your mind go away from what you do. And then when you sit, use anapanasati, watch your breath. If you find that you still you're not able to watch your breath, then you might use chanting or reciting a mantra, Bhutto Bhutto first. From Dylan Alvis, Satu Satu Pante, could you explain Arupa Pavana? How is it different from Nibbana? Well, Arupa Pava is a power of emptiness, while Nibbana is a what you call, it is a state of emptiness without any defilements. Why the arupa power is a state of emptiness that still has defilement, such as greed, hatred, and delusion. So these are the two different things. Arupa power, emptiness with defilement. Nibbana, emptiness without defilement. From William Miller, I'm a student at the University of Utah also. Still warm here, waiting for it to cool down. From any limb, Ajahn, wonderful way to use devices. Using phone to broadcast and a PC to read questions. Yes. From Chin Li Ching. From Chin Li Ching, I notice when I meditate on the floor, my head goes down and I need to adjust most times. When I sat on a chair, it's okay. Does that mean chair is better? I guess so. If you don't slump, then maybe you have better mindfulness when you sit on a chair, because you might be afraid of falling down. If you're sitting on the floor, then you might not have that mindfulness. So whichever method works for you, then use that method. From Sini Jira, Namasagan Prajan. The practice that we have to do for our whole life to get enlightenment are mindful meditation, for getting samadhi, and always consider dukkhang, anicchang, anatta, for getting wisdom. Only this thing to do. Am I right? Yes, this is what you have to do. First, do samadhi first to get ubekha. Once you have ubekha, and then when you apply the wisdom that the Buddha teaches us to see, anicchang, dukkhang, anatta, you can then get rid of your desire and subsequently your dukkha from your mind. From Nabiti Namasagara Ajahn, from Medan, Indonesia. From William Miller, what do you recommend reading to learn about meditation and learn about Buddhist ideas? I've been listening to Alan Watts' lecture over the years, and it seems to have brought me here. I can recommend you a good website called Access to Insight, where they have all the information on Theravada Buddhism, all the suttas of the Buddha, and also the teachings of the Thai forest tradition, in which you could download the books from. Another website is called lungta.com, where you can download all the teaching of Lungta Mahabua. Lungta.com, or forestdhamma.net or something like that. Just search for Lungta Mahabua books in English, and there are lots of books translated into English which you can read. Or you can go into Access to Insight website, where you can read about Theravada Buddhism and also about the forest tradition, the Thai forest tradition. From Annie Lam, I have heard something like, see what you see and hear what you hear, and in a talk. Is it very good when people around me speak? Say what it means, that just hear, just see, and don't have any reaction. That's what it means. Then you will have no emotion. You only have emotion when you start to react with like or dislike, or fear or delusion. So the Buddha said you have to get rid of your like, dislike, fear, and delusion. Then you will have no dukkha, no suffering when you see or hear things. From Chin Li Ching, can we use the mantra emptiness, emptiness at times? Yes, you can use any kind of mantra if it can stop your mind from thinking. That's the purpose. You want to stop your mind from thinking uselessly or aimlessly. So you can use emptiness, nibbana. I used to use anicca, because I'm quite I have preference for anicca. I look at everything as being anicca. So I use anicca when I want to calm my mind down. Is emptiness similar to non-self? Not really. Emptiness is just emptiness. Non-self is non-self. So you can have things that is non-self, but with emptiness you have nothing at all. From Demi Suchart, Sadhu Luangpo, thank you for the answer. Really hope to be able to practice under your tutelage. Meanwhile, I'll keep practicing Anapanasati. Okay, good. From Felicia Chan, Sadhu. From Mary Kate Golden, best wishes and peace to you from Ireland. Thank you very much. How is Ireland? Is it cold now or is it still warm? I heard it's getting cold now in England. The temperature is now about 15 Celsius during the daytime. So it's probably the same in Ireland. How's the situation with the virus? Do you have to lock down or you can still go outside and do things freely? Thailand is quite fortunate. Right now we don't have any infection in the country. We only have infection from people who come from abroad and they have to be quarantined for 14 days. From Annie Lam, thank you very much. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, I'll hang around for another 5 minutes to see if there's any more question coming in or any comment, because I think we have already done about 40 minutes on the second live broadcast, and we did about 20-something minutes during the first broadcast. So together they come to be about 1 hour. So maybe everybody run out of questions. From Mary Kate Golden, it is cold both in weather and virus. We are in lockdown. I hope you stay safe and well. And from Tan Kim Fong, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. Ajahn. From Lily Siswanto, Ajahn, greeting again from LA. I am worried about the life obstacle that we are facing right now. Shall I completely ignore it and focus on the bhavana to reach samadhi and vipassana? Yes, if that's possible, because you cannot change things in life. Things in life is anicca. Eventually, we're all gonna end up dead anyway. So why bother? Just try to stay calm and cool and peaceful, and you can rise up above all your obstacles. Let the obstacle be, and exist with the obstacle. Don't try to overcome them if you cannot. If you can, do it. If you cannot overcome, just let it be, and come back and concentrate on bhavana to calm your mind, and use vipassana to let go of your obstacle. Right now I am busy to handle that life obstacle and do a lot of dana. Like I say, do anything you can, dana, sila, bhavana, whichever you can, do it. This is a way of putting your mind above the obstacle. From Eric Sidner from Los Angeles. Hi Eric, haven't heard from you for a while now. Hello Ajahn, good to see you once again. Can you please speak on feeling low self-worth? How we can give ourselves metta? See, feeling of low self-worth comes from ignorance. Ignorance from the fact that there is no self. See, you created a self by your thoughts, and then you want to elevate yourself to a higher level according to the conventional truth, which sometimes you can achieve and sometimes you cannot achieve. When you cannot achieve the goal you want to be, then you feel low, you have low self-worth. So to have metta is to give up your aspiration for any worth. because these are conventional truths, and it doesn't matter. It's temporarily. Eventually, when you die, you lose everything that you have made for yourself. So don't try to set up any goal for yourself. Just try to move along, live with whatever you have, be content with what you have, and be thankful for what you get. Then you will not have any low self-worth. Don't try to compare yourself with other people. When you see somebody richer than you feel low already. So if you want to feel high, look at somebody who is poorer than you, then you will feel high. If you look at somebody who is richer than you, then you will feel low. This is relative, really. The conventional world is a relative world. It's not real. It's an illusion, because when we die, all these things will disappear from our mind anyway. So to have metta is to stop aspiring for any self-worth. Just be normal. Just be who you are, what you are right now, and be happy with that. From Dylan Alvis, in one of your previous explanations, you mentioned dependent origination. Explain working of the mind. Does that mean those factors are also constructs of mind? Yes, avijja is constructed by the mind. Sankhara is constructed by the mind. Vijnana is constructed by the mind. See, then it connects with the body. The body is not constructed by the mind. The body is constructed by your father and your mother. But you need the body in order to come into contact with the sensual objects. You need to have sensual organs, so you need a body. Once you have a body, you have sensual organs, then you can have contact with sensual objects. Then when you have sensual objects, then the feeling arises from contact, and then the craving arises. These are also constructed by the mind. Feelings and desire and attachment and becoming. So this is how the mind works. It keeps creating more birth, more rebirth, because it wants to have feeling from sensual objects. So it needs sensual organs. So it needs to have a body. From Chin Li Ching, emptiness, nothing at all means. Could Ajahn give example? Like when you're in space. When you're in space, there's nothing, right? Emptiness. But this is physical emptiness. There is also mental emptiness. When you enter into jhana, then all your thoughts and feelings will disappear. This is mental emptiness. Physical emptiness is when you are in space, when there's nothing there around you. But there's still you, see, so that's not real emptiness, but this is just imagine the emptiness of space. This is the physical emptiness. And the mental emptiness is when you enter into jhanas. From Eric Sidner, I suffer from low self-esteem and feel unworthy of love, or even self-acceptance most of the time. So you should stop thinking this way by meditating. Every time you feel like this, you should use a mantra to stop it. When you feel bad from low self-esteem, just use Bhutto, 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 Bhutto. And then eventually you'll stop thinking about this, and then you'll feel better, you'll feel good. See, it's your thought that creates this self-esteem in the first place, low or high. So if you only stop thinking about it, then your bad feeling will disappear. From Gleb Aldrich, I have one more question about Mokkallana. Could he keep running away rather than allow the killers to catch and make bad karma? Because I heard he just let them kill him. Thank you. He said that if you run away today, he'll come back tomorrow. As long as you're still alive, your karma can still catch up with you. But once you are dead, then no karma can catch up with you anymore. So he knows it's useless to run away from the consequence of his karma. So because he knows he's gonna die anyway, whether he's gonna die by natural causes or he's gonna die by being killed by someone, it's the same thing to him. His mind is above death. His mind is not affected by the death of the body, so it doesn't matter for him. Yeah. So it's better for him not to run away, because run away means he still have to work his mind. But if he stops, he doesn't want to use his mind to run away from. Then when the body dies, then everything comes to an end. He will not take any new birth anymore. So for him, it's just the last death for him. And he has to meet it anyway, whether by natural cause or by someone else killing him. So it doesn't matter to him which way he dies. From 10B Ian, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. From Mary Kate Golden. Right now I consider myself lucky to hear the birds sing this morning. Many are not hearing them this morning. That's right, be thankful that you're still alive. Then you feel lucky. Think of people who got sick, think of people who's dying. Then you feel blessed that you are still alive and well. From Lily Siswanto, thank you Ajahn for your answers. I wish you to be healthy and safe. It is almost midnight here. I am going to call it a night. It's almost 2 o'clock here, also 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'll probably be calling it a day pretty soon. We are in about 50 minutes into the meeting now. So if you have any question, please, if you are typing your question now, please go ahead and type and submit it. But if you haven't started typing any question, then please don't, because I will have to stop pretty soon after I answer all the remaining questions. Lily Siswanto, Namaskar Ajahn. Eric Sidner, thank you Ajahn, Sadhu, Sadhu. Morris Twig, good morning Prajan from Amsterdam, Netherlands. The ordination procedure according to the Dhamma Youth has a few days delay. Please can you give me the email address where I can send it to? Yes, you can send it to assistant.ajahn@gmail.com. I think it's also posted on the web page. If you look at the web page, there's an email address. It is assistant.ajahn@gmail.com. That's where all the communication with me can get to me. So just go to that Gmail address. Thank you for sharing your experience and Dhamma with us. Anumodana Sadhu. Thank you. From Tan Kim Fong, good afternoon Ajahn. I'm just curious to know why do the devotees in Thailand offer a piece of white paper to Ajahn? I always watch the Bintaba on Sunday morning. I'm so happy to see so many devotees offer food and drinks to Ajahn and the other monks who follow you. See, it's a custom for people when they want to give money to monks, they cannot give the money directly. So they have to write in a piece of paper to let the monk know that they're giving some money, and the money is being kept by one of his disciples, one of his helpers. Then so he knows that when he go back to the monastery, that he knows that he's been given money. Then he can then ask the helpers to see whether the money has been received or not. The monk cannot accept the money directly. It has to be kept. It has to be received and kept by someone trusted, that he can trust. And when he needs to use the money, he then will ask the person to buy the things for whatever he needs for him. From Eric Sidner, Ajahn, would you mind giving us one last meditation inspiration for today? Well, just look at life as being short. Look at life as being uncertain. Anytime life could be taken away from you. So right now, when you still have life, make the best use of it by doing meditation. From Chin Li Ching, hi Ajahn. How can we see into body is not the mind and mind is not the body? By meditation, when you enter into the fourth jhana, then the body and the mind will disappear, will be separated temporarily. You have to meditate to really see the separation of the mind and body. From Grape Alwich, love, love, love. From Chayam Lama Gurung, Namaste. Dylan Elvis, could you explain what is meant by power independent origination? It's translated as becoming. See, becoming is to become what you have lost. See, eventually you will die. When the body dies, then you have power to the desire or to become, to have a new body again. That's what it means. Eventually your body will die. When your body dies, then the mind will have power, the desire to get a new body. Then it will go look for a new body and have rebirth. Then it will have aging, sickness and death. From Chayam Lama Gurum, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. I guess that's all the question, that's all the comments that I can see right now. So I think it's time for me to say goodbye. Thank you very much for your participation. I hope this meeting is of some use to you, and I hope that you will advance in your practice, and I hope that I will see you again the next time. Thank you and goodbye.